The center fielder, number 10, Gavin Rook. We are live from Fall City for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Everett Merchants and Northwest Honkers. You are probably noticing that we do not have a picture for Game 2, but please do not worry. We will be coming to you with some radio play-by-play for Game 2 as Sam Kraft misses outside with ball 1. So we apologize for not having a visual picture in Game 2 of this doubleheader as Sam Kraft misses low with ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. But we will have audio play-by-play provided by yours truly, Garrett Gagnon, with the play-by-play in Game 2 of this doubleheader, as well as Sam Kraft gets a fastball in there for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. So hopefully that is not too upsetting for you to hear that we will not have a picture for you. But we will have radio, some old school baseball coming to you, making baseball the only game you can see on the radio with some clear description. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Narski in right field, John Wuthrich, and playing center field, once again, it's Ethan Lincecum. Kraft with the 1-0. This one is lined and through. It's into right field. Narski in right field, John Wuthrich, and playing center field, once again, it's Ethan Lincecum. For a 1-out single, and the Merchants have a man aboard. That will bring up Ethan Smith for the Everett Merchants. The right fielder, number 21, Ethan Smith. So we are going to continue to try to get you a picture for this live stream as we go forward in the day. Right now the sun is beating down right on where we would position the camera, and it is not going to work to get you that live stream as the phone would surely overheat. As Sam Kraft misses with a ball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to Ethan Smith. As the sun continues to go down later in the day, we will hopefully be getting you a picture. But Jocelyn Lawrence, whose cell phone, as Smith fouls this one back, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Jocelyn Lawrence's cell phone is a little more durable than my own, and she is headed out to a meeting tonight around 6 p.m., so she will be leaving us in a while. So we are using my phone for the live stream, and unfortunately we are going just radio, some audio stream as Sam Kraft throws over to first, having a check on the runner. Runner on first base, and time is going to be called. Nate Afonso, the catcher, is going to jog out to have a quick exchange with Sam Kraft. There's 1 out in the inning and 1 man on first base. The Honkers falling by a score of 10-5 in the first game of this doubleheader. Game 2 kicking off right now. We are in the top of the first inning. Kraft with the pitch, low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike from the Honkers' hard-throwing righty, Sam Kraft. Kraft comes set. Spin and a throw over to first base to have a check on the runner. That's Anthony Gomez, the runner on first base. Still Kraft trying to win this battle with Ethan Johnson, the batter. Here's the pitch, fouled back into the chain link behind the plate. And Kraft taking a moment out on the mound, but he's back on the rubber and ready. No, he spins over and has a check on first before he even steps back onto the rubber. Now he's back on, though, and he's taking a look in. Has the sign from Nate Afonso, his catcher. And here's the pitch. Runner goes with the pitch. It's going to skip by Afonso, make its way to the backstop. The runner, Anthony Gomez, will easily jog into second base with a stolen bag. And the Merchants have a runner on second base very early in this one. We have a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter, Ethan Johnson. Kraft checks the runner. Here's the 3-2. In there for strike 3, a fastball in the outside corner. And Sam Kraft freezes Anthony Gomez with a beautifully painted fastball on the outside part of the plate. There's 2 outs in the first.
The left fielder, number 32, Evan Johnson.
Evan Johnson digging into the batter's runner on second base as Kraft misses low with ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Kraft comes set, checking the runner at second. Here's the 1-0. In there for strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Two outs in the top of the first. Gomez still the lone runner aboard, has his lead off second. Kraft checks him back. Here's the pitch. It's low and in the dirt, a curveball. 2 balls and 1 strike to the 4 hitter Evan Johnson. Sam Kraft get out of this top of the first unscathed. Kicks into his delivery, fouled back. That one caught the umpire, a piece of the umpire behind the plate. We've got a full count. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kraft shaking off the catcher, Afonso. Shakes him off again. Finally comes set. Checking that runner on second base. Kraft to the plate. Fouled back once again. And we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Merchants were able to score in the first inning of last game. They brought in 2 in game 1 of the doubleheader back in the first inning. The Honkers trying to change that here as Johnson fouls this one off. A good battle between Evan Johnson and Sam Kraft. Kraft has been clocked on the radar gun around 90 miles an hour. For anywhere between 88 to 93 on his fastball. Here's the 3-2 again, a curveball. This one popped up, but it's going to be fouled down the first base line, out of play. A long at bat with the 4 hitter Evan Johnson.
I saw they were doing it, but I missed it, and I'm a little disappointed about it.
The Honkers trying to strand the Merchants runner on second base. Evan Johnson trying to bring him in for the Merchants here in the top of the first. Sam Kraft checking him back. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 3. The ball is dropped by the catcher, Afonso. The throw is going to go down to first base, though, and they have him. Sam Kraft strikes him out to end the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first inning, and we will be back from Falls City. No score, halfway through 1.
Last time. Blowing up my phone. You don't wanna come out, but you don't wanna be alone. It don't take but 2 to have a little soiree. tonight. If you're in the mood, sit tight right where you are, babe. Cause I'll be at your door until you ain't gotta leave the house to have a good time. I'm gonna bring the good time home to you. We'll have a house party. We don't need nobody. Turn your TV off. Break that boombox out. We'll wake up all the neighbors. Tell the whole block hates us. And the cops will show up and try to shut us down. If you're gonna be a homebody, we're gonna have a house party. If you wanna be a homebody,
Video sideways, I guess. Rotation is permanently locked. I have no idea what
I saw that
it
pattern. I wonder how we could like unlock that somehow.
screen doesn't flip. It's not on.
Leading off for the Honkers.
Well, the Honkers are ready to get going in the bottom of the first. It's going to be Paul Bernarski, John Wuthrich, and Casey Bailey. And they will face off against Alex Amick, the right-hander for the Merchants. And Bernarski swinging first pitch and fouls this one back out of play. So Alex Amick gets the start for the Merchants. We'll take you through the order for the Honkers. Bernarski leads off in left field. Wuthrich in right field, that's second. Casey Bailey is the shortstop, batting third. At first base, it's Cameron Padron batting fourth. As this pitch misses low to Bernarski. For ball one ball and one strike. Chase Huff bats fifth at second base. Wesley Faison is the designated hitter, batting sixth. Nate Afonso is the catcher, batting seventh. Batting eighth is the third baseman, Bailey Sarto. And batting ninth is the center fielder, Ethan Lincecum. And we are taking a moment as the home plate umpire is hopping out to make sure that the Merchants grab a bat that was in play, but it's moved out of play. And Bernarski's back into the box. It's one ball and one strike to the Honkers leadoff hitter. Fouled back. This one right into the protective wood behind home plate. The chain link fence with the wood right in front of it, directly behind the plate. Well, it's one ball and two strikes to Bernarski. It will be John Wuthrich to bat after him. So Alex Amick, the right-hander for the Merchants. This pitch coming, and it's lined into right field. It's over the jumping second baseman and through, down for a base hit into right for Paul Bernarski. So Bernarski takes that 1-2 pitch into right, and the Honkers have their leadoff man aboard in the bottom of the first.
The right fielder, number 32, John Wuthrich.
So Bernarski is aboard to start things in the first for the Honkers. Wuthrich is swinging first pitch. He fouls this one back. No balls and one strike to John Wuthrich. Amick is ready. He comes set, peering over at Bernarski. Bernarski's off with the pitch. Wuthrich takes it. The throw down to second is going to be not in time as Paul Bernarski steals second base. Bernarski snags that one. The throw from catcher Marcus McKennell for the Merchants is not in time. And now McKennell is going to call time real quick, just getting a new ball to his pitcher, Alex Amick.
We're using Martins for Casey.
Oh, actually, no, Casey.
Well, here comes the pitch to John Wuthrich, taking it low for ball two. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to John Wuthrich, the Texas State outfielder. Bernarski, the runner on second base, has his lead. The pitch from Amick fouled back. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, no picture on our stream early in this ball game as the sun is directly on our equipment. So we've got the live stream just going with the audio early in this ball game. Maybe that'll change later on. but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to John Wuthrich. Here's the pitch. This one is lined up the middle. The second baseman makes a diving catch, tries to flip to second. They do not double up Bernarski, but Wuthrich lines that one back up the middle. The second baseman, Anthony Gomez, making a nice catch on that one, laying out to his right. And there's 1 out in the first.
The shortstop, number 12, Casey Bailey.
One out in the first inning. Bernarski still the lone man aboard second base for the Honkers. Casey Bailey, the 3-hitter, stepping into the box. He takes a ball low. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Casey Bailey. Bailey, one of the few players who started game 1 of this doubleheader for the Honkers. There's a number of them in the lineup playing 2 games today. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back and out of play. New players in the lineup in game 2. Bernarski did not have the start in game 1. Padron did not have the start in game 1. Huff did Honkers in the lineup. Misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Casey Bailey. Bailey getting his first 2 starts of the year at shortstop today for the Honkers. Both of them coming in game 1 and game 2 of today's doubleheader. Here's the pitch from Amick. Misses inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to the dangerous 3-hitter Casey Bailey. Here's the 3-1. In there for strike 2. We have got a full count.
Feeling good about myself.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Alex Amick comes set. Pitch is on the way. It's upstairs. They're going to check down to see if Bailey went. He did go. They check down to third base to check. And they say Casey Bailey did swing on that one. That is strike 3, and that will bring up Cameron Padron with 2 outs.
The first baseman, number 19, Cameron Padron.
So Casey Bailey very upset with the call on that one as a third base umpire rings him up saying he did go around for strike 3. Bernarski is still the runner on second base as Padron takes ball 1 outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
See that I'm yelling, yes he did, just to influence it. Oh. You got me, yeah. A little bit. It scared me.
Here's the 1-0. Misses upstairs. A snap throw is going to go down to second base, but Bernarski is back into the second base bag safely. 2 balls and no strikes to Cameron Padron, batting in the 4 spot for the Honkers in game 2 of today's doubleheader. Is outside, ball 3. Not nearly as tall a pitcher as the Merchants featured in game 1. Much shorter than the southpaw that they had on the bump for game 1. Here's the 3-0. It's inside, and Alex Amick has walked Cameron Padron. Padron working a 2-out walk, and the Honkers have runners on first and second base with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Time is going to be called, and there will be a meeting on the mound between the catcher, the pitcher, and the Merchants head coach. Just having a chat with Alex Amick to make sure he's all right. A little bit of a first inning jam. As Chaz Lopez, the Honkers first base coach, jogs out, hands a ball to the home plate umpire. That'll bring up Chase Huff as the catcher makes his way back to the plate.
The second baseman, number 10, Chase Huff.
2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Paul Bernarski, the runner on second base. Cameron Padron, the runner on first base. Chase Huff digging into the right-handed batter's box. Amick checking his runners, coming with the first pitch, fouled back. Chase Huff is a switch hitter, batting righty early in this one. against the right-handed pitcher. Not necessarily a conventional switch hitter, as sometimes he does go righty-righty. Bernarski's off with the pitch. The snap throw is going to be down to third, not in time, as Paul Bernarski steals third base. And Alex Amick not paying too much attention to Bernarski on second base. He easily swipes third base, and the Honkers have runners on first and third. Padron was not off with the pitch on that one. It was just Bernarski, so no double steal, just the single. So runners on first and third, men at the corners for the Honkers. Here's the pitch to Huff. That ball is upstairs. Chase Huff, usually the Honkers shortstop, getting the start today at second base in Game 2. Did not play in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Had a bit of an off day, but he is at second. And here's the 2-1. It's upstairs for ball 3. That one was pretty borderline, right at the letters.
Enga.
3 balls and 1 strike to Chase Huff. Trying to get some runs for the Honkers early in this one. This will be a 9-inning ball game. Our first game of the doubleheader was a 7-inning. Game 2 is a 9. At that one, probably right around the letters. So we've got a full count. Men at the corners with 2 outs in the first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Amick comes set. Here's the pitch. That's going to be ball 4 as Huff takes a fastball inside. Amick not able to come with a strike on 3 and 2, and the bases are loaded for the Northwest Honkers in the bottom of the first inning.
The designated hitter, number 34, Wesley Faison.
Wesley Faison, the designated hitter, will step up to the plate for the Honkers. In a big situation in the first, the bases are loaded with 2 outs. First pitch from Amick, it's a ground ball to the shortstop. He has it, flips to second,
He just got that.
and the inning is over. Faison breaks his bat on a ground ball to short on the first pitch swinging. Not ideal with the bases loaded right there, as Faison breaks his brand new bat as well, so I'm sure he's not thrilled about that. So after 1, it's the Everett Merchants with 0, the Northwest Honkers with 0. We head to the second, and we'll be back from Fall City in a minute.
Throwing that many balls will be here a long time.
Yeah. Another hot one for you.
Well, you see me take that one on the mask?
What's that? Yeah.
That didn't help either.
That didn't help either, huh?
All right.
Yep.
Good luck.
All right, Jocelyn.
Am I going to touch this guy?
Good luck. Have fun.
I sure could use an attaboy or a big old high five. I'd love to hear you're killing it, dude. It's been a long time since I hit one out of the park or nailed it, as they say. I guess I've been in a dry spell, but that's about to change. 'Cause every week has a weekend. By this time Friday night.
Spin this one.
All right. Sam Kraft is ready to go in the second inning. It's going to be Atwood, Clancy, and Hicks to lead off for the Merchants in the second.
The shortstop, number 7, Andy Atwood.
An inning of work. Kraft takes a fastball in there for strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Sam Kraft, one of those starting pitchers who goes all from the stretch, even with no men on base. Does not mess around with a full windup. Oh, and that was a foul ball off the bat of Atwood, and it strikes the on-deck batter. That's the on-deck batter, Sean Clancy. He is all right. but it was a foul ball off the bat of Sean Clancy, very late from the right-handed bat, and it hits the on-deck batter, Sean Clancy, but Clancy is all right. That one hit him hard, right in the chest, but Clancy is all smiles. He's saying he is fine. So, very tough guy over there in the on-deck batter's box. That's Sean Clancy. The 0-2 pitch. This one is lined into right field. It's the right fielder John Withrich tracking it and making the catch. That 0-2 pitch taken to right and caught by John Withrich, and there's one out in the second.
The designated hitter, number 6, Sean Clancy.
Well, that brings up Sean Clancy, who is feeling just fine after wearing that foul ball off the chest. He faces the hard-throwing Sam Kraft, looking to have a clean second inning. That one misses with ball one, a fastball just under the mid of Nate Afonso. And just tipped off his mitt, made its way to the backstop, but it's 1 ball and no strikes to the Merchants' designated hitter. C.J. Hicks, who pinch hit at the end of last game, waits on deck as Clancy squares to bunt but pulls back at one in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 to the DH. Clancy batting in the 6th spot. Here's a 2-0 swing and a miss as Sam Kraft snaps that breaking ball in there. Clancy was swinging 2-0. So Sam Kraft from Twin Falls, Idaho with the 2-1. This one a ground ball up the middle. Casey Bailey going over but unable to get it, and it skips into center field. Sean Clancy has a 1-out single for the Merchants. I thought Casey Bailey might be able to make a play on that one, but it was just out of his reach. And Clancy is aboard.
The third baseman, number 20, C.J. Hicks.
Snap throw over to first before Kraft even gets. C.J. Hicks into the right-handed batter's box. Padron holding the runner on at first base. Here's the pitch. And it's low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to the Merchants' third baseman. Snap throw over to first again. Kraft is making sure Clancy doesn't get too far off that first base bag as he snap throws another pickoff attempt over to first. Definitely trying to keep Sean Clancy close. Perhaps some good wheels from Clancy over. Going with the pitch as this one misses in the dirt. That's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Some bees still flying around here, around the home plate area, and around the media table where we do the PA announcing and live radio stream from. This curveball missing in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. Good block by Nate Afonso to keep that one in front, making sure Clancy doesn't snag any free bases over there on the paths. Currently 3 balls and no strikes. Sam Kraft going to have to come with a strike here. He does, a fastball.
The first baseman, number 27, Ryan N.
Ryan M. bats with runners on first and second with 1 out in the inning. The first pitch from Kraft. This one is a ground ball to the shortstop. Has it, flips to second for one on to first. And the Honkers turn a 6-4-3 double play. That's Casey Bailey to Chase Huff to Cameron Padron as they turn it once again 6-4-3. And the Honkers are out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the second. Still no score from Fall City, and we'll be back in a minute.
Who's due up?
Not sure. Alfonso. Nate. No score, right? That's the one thing I usually mess up. Make sure I don't mess up.
Yes, sir.
Well, we head to the bottom of the second inning. Alex Amick just about ready to get going for the Merchants. It's going to be Nate Afonso, Bailey Sarto, and Ethan Lincecum. Well, there's no scoreboard here from Fall City if you've ever taken a trip here. So I've got to check my own work on balls, strikes, outs, all of the above when I'm bringing it to you.
Yeah.
So I am doing my best to make sure I'm on top of all of that.
The catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso.
While, of course, also doing the PA announcing that you can hear me as I monotonely declare these players' names randomly in the middle of my broadcast. Afonso swings through a fastball, or strike one. Alex Amick kicks into the windup, the 0-1. Inside, this one hits him. Afonso is going to make his way down to first base, being hit by that fastball inside, catches him right square in the back. So he is aboard. Get on any way you can. That's going to bring up Bailey Sarto.
The third baseman, number 4, Bailey Sarto.
But it's life I cannot change.
So Afonso is on after being hit by the pitch. Squares, pulls back. This one gets away from the catcher, though. Afonso's going to head for second, and he will make it safely into second for the stolen bag as that one gets away from the catchers. Bailey Sarto was squaring to bunt, but he pulls back. It's 1 ball and no strikes to the Honkers third baseman, Bailey Sarto. He has 1 man in scoring position as Afonso is on second base. He's squaring to bunt again. This one gets away from the catcher again. The throw, there will be no throw into third base. Afonso is going to safely cruise into third as back-to-back balls get away from the catcher. They must have been getting crossed up. The catcher, that's Alex Amick and Marcus McKennell doing his catching. Looks like they got crossed up on the last 2 pitches, both balls hopping all the way to the backstop. And Nate Afonso snagging second easily, and then third even more easily. So there is 1 man in scoring position as Afonso is the runner on third base, and Bailey Sarto is going to be trying to bring him in. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Sarto. Ethan Lincecum waits on deck for the Honkers as Amick is ready with the 2-0. Inside, that's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Bailey Sarto. Amick is going to have to come with some strikes here. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Sarto was swinging 3-0 that time. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. Amick ready with the 3-1. Here it is. Low for ball 4, and Bailey Sarto takes the free pass. He makes his way down to first base, and the Honkers have runners at the corners.
The center fielder, number 11, Ethan Lincecum.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. The Honkers have men on the corners, runners at first and third. And the first pitch to Ethan Lincecum is a fastball low in the dirt. Ball 1. Alex Amick showing some frustration on the mound as he continues to struggle with his control. The 1-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike to the Honkers center fielder. Runners staying put. This one skips away all the way to the backstop. Sarto will cruise to second base, and the Honkers have 2 men in scoring position. That last pitch from Alex Amick missing the catcher completely. Way outside. Would have been out of the left-handed batter's box. Would have been behind a left-handed batter. But it makes its way all the way to the chain link fence. Ethan Lincecum, the right-handed batter, back into the box. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses at a fastball upstairs. The 1-0 is upstairs. Named Anthony Amick. Probably no relation to Alex Amick out here, but similar with the initials AA and obviously the last name. As Alex Amick is set on the mound, here is the pitch to Bernarski. Swing and a miss. To the Honkers leadoff hitter. 2-1 to Bernarski. Amick set on the mound. Kicks, and here's the pitch. It's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Amick was able to strike out Ethan Lincecum for the first out of the inning. But he's continued to fall behind these Honkers hitters here. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Bernarski. It's upstairs. That's ball 4.
My goodness.
And the Honkers have the bases loaded with 1 out.
The right fielder, number 32, John Wuthridge.
John Wuthridge digging in with 1 out and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the second inning. A great guy for the Honkers to have in this spot. Amick spins off the back of the mound. No throw, just having a look at Bailey Sarto, the runner on second. It's Afonso, the runner on third, Sarto, the runner on second, and Bernarski, the runner on first base. Here's the pitch. Inside. That's ball 1 to Wuthridge. Amick again showing some frustration on the mound. Unable to find that strike zone. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back and out of play. Wuthridge getting a piece of that one, but it is up and over the chain link fence behind home plate. Count even at a ball and a strike. And Amick is ready to come with this 1-1 pitch to Wuthridge. Here it is. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Casey Bailey waits on deck for the Honkers. Just 1 out with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-1 to Wuthridge. Swing and a miss. A mighty hack at that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count even up at 2-2. Amick comes set, peering in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's upstairs. That's ball 3. We've got a full count. Alex Amick is going to have to come with a strike here if he wants to avoid walking in a run. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Inside, and Withrich has worked a walk, and Alex Amick walks in the first run of this ball game, and the Honkers take a 1-0 lead. And time is called. The Merchants manager has seen enough as time is called here, and it looks like he's going to call to the pen. Perfectly understandable in my opinion. You can't be walking in runs as a starting pitcher. That is the fastest way to get pulled from a ball game, if you ask me. So Alex Amick is going to leave after an inning and a third, and he will hand the ball off to the new Merchants pitcher. We're going to take a break as he warms up, and we'll get you all the details of who's coming in for the Merchants in just a moment. The Honkers still have the bases loaded with 1 out in the second, and we'll take a break as this new Merchants pitcher warms up.
Now pitching for the Merchants, number 9, Connor Portugal.
The new pitcher for the Merchants is number 9, Connor Portugal. Steps in for the Honkers.
The shortstop, number 12, Casey Bailey.
Well, Connor Portugal also throwing at the end of Game 1 in the doubleheader today with the Merchants taking on the Honkers. If you missed Game 1 of our doubleheader, the Honkers fell 10-5, a 10-5 loss to the Merchants. As Portugal's ready with the first pitch. Bailey is swinging first pitch. It's lined into center field. 1 run is going to come in. Bernarski is going to be waved around third. 2 runs come in on an RBI single for Casey Bailey. He takes the first pitch from Connor Portugal back up the middle. And just like that, it is a 3-0 ball game. It'll bring up Cameron Padron with runners on first and second.
The first baseman, number 19, Cameron Padron.
Great job by Casey Bailey, taking the first pitch he sees from Connor Portugal back up the middle, right over the second base bag. And 2 runs come in on that RBI, on that 2 RBI single. This ball gets away. The first pitch to Padron, it gets away from the catcher, and both runners will advance. The throw down to third is not in time. So Withrich takes off for third base. Bailey takes off for second base when they see that ball get away from the catcher, Marcus McKennell. And the Honkers have 2 men in scoring position. Bailey, the runner, on second. Withrich, the runner, on third. Still just 1 out in the inning. Padron fouls this one back. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Connor Portugal peering in, has the sign he wants from McKennell. The pitch. This one is lined into left field. This one's going to be down for a base hit. 1 run is going to come in. Bailey is going to be waved around third as well. 2 runs come in for the Honkers on a 2 RBI single by Cameron Padron. So back-to-back hits with men in scoring position. And just like that, it's 5-0 with the Honkers on top.
The second baseman, number 10, Chase Huff.
What a turn of events in Game 1 versus Game 2. It was all Merchants in Game 1 as they continued to just smack the ball off the Honkers pitching and continued to tack on those runs. As I mentioned, it was a 10-5 victory for the Merchants over the Honkers. Well, it is currently 5-0. The Honkers on top of the Merchants in Game 2. It's again 5-0, and we are only in the bottom of the second inning. The Merchants already on their second pitcher of the ball game. Strikes to Chase Huff. Connor Portugal working in relief for the Merchants. Ball 2 is up high. A fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Padron is the runner on first base for the Honkers. As Chase Huff, the second baseman, continues his at-bat here. Fastball in for strike 1. 2-1, the count to Chase Huff, batting in the 5 spot in the batting order for the Honkers in Game 2. The 2-1 is popped up down the first base line. Lots of Merchants giving chase as they chase it towards the chain link fence, but it gets down foul. That was the right fielder, first baseman, and second baseman all giving chase. But the ball lands foul. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chase Huff. All 5 runs have scored in this second inning for the Honkers. A long wait for Sam Kraft, the starting pitcher. A ball misses outside, 3-2, full count to Huff.
I don't think so.
The 3-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. He rings up Chase Huff. So Chase Huff strikes out for the second out.
The designated hitter, number 34, Wesley Faison.
So Chase Huff is rung up, strikes out looking on 3-2 as Wesley Faison takes strike 1. The throw from the catcher is a little high. The middle infielder's helping the pitcher out, throwing that ball back to him. So there's 2 outs in the inning. Lincecum struck out early on in the second, and as this one is upstairs, Lincecum struck out and Chase has struck out. They're the only 2 outs in this Honkers second inning, where 5 runs have come in thus far. Padron was bluffing on that last one as if he was going to take off for second. He does not. He is still aboard first base. There's a pitch to Faison. It's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Honkers designated hitter, Faison. Portugal comes set on the mound. Here's the pitch. Low in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good block by Marcus McKennell, the catcher. Doing the catching for the Merchants in this 9-inning ball game. Portugal comes set. The 2-2 pitch. This one is popped up down the first base line. Looks like it's going to be getting out of play because of the chain link fence, but it does not. It stays in play, and that's the first baseman, Ryan Ann, making the catch. He was right up against the fence as he makes that catch. 2 innings of play complete from Fall City. The Honkers tack on 5 runs. Currently the Everett Merchants 0, the Northwest Honkers with 5. We head to the 3rd inning.
It's only the top of the 3rd, huh?
Yep. Yeah, go for it. Yep, top of the 3rd.
That's warm as dick. It's still good though.
Yeah.
bet your life on it. It's that shade red, rose clay. You grew up on that brown ground that your dad named his love.
We had 12 listeners for game 1. We have 5 game 2.
That's what happens when you cut the vid, bro.
Yeah. Most teams don't have video, they're just radio. Like most summer teams, I feel like. They're spoiled already. I like listening to baseball on the radio.
Just in the car, dude, listening to some ESPN
It's
radio.
great, it's great. It's old school. Sam Kraft is ready to go for his 3rd inning of work. The catcher, number 25, Marcus McKennell. It'll be 9, then top. 9-1-2 to bat for the Merchants. Marcus McKennell, Gavin Rourke, and Anthony Gomez to lead things off against Kraft in the 3rd. First pitch strike, a fastball in the inside corner. Good job by Kraft to get ahead of McKennell. The 0-1. It's a ball low, a fastball just missing. Maybe a changeup that time from Kraft. 1 ball and 1 strike to the 9-hitter. The Merchants catcher standing in. This one is low, 2 balls and 1 strike. So Kraft looking to come with a strike here. Big difference between a 2-2 count and a 3-1 count. Currently 2 balls and 1 strike. Kraft kicks into his delivery. A curveball fouled right off the catcher, Alfonso. He says he's all right. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. A big-time pitch there by Sam Kraft.
We're running out of options.
2 balls and 2 strikes as Kraft indicates he needs a new baseball. The home plate umpire throwing him one, saying he doesn't have many left, but here, take the one he has. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Kraft shakes off Alfonso, has the one he wants, comes set. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, count runs full. As I mentioned earlier, Sam Kraft does not go from the full windup ever, always from the stretch. He's ready for this 3-2 pitch. The payoff pitch coming. It's a curveball low for ball 4. For the Merchants now. The center fielder, number 10, Gavin Rourke.
Here we go, Sam.
Rourke digging into the left-handed batter's box with a runner on first base. Squares to bunt. He offers at it, does not get the bunt down. It's no balls and 1 strike. Looked like he was almost wanting to give a little drag bunt between first and second, which would make sense. Chase Huff, the second baseman, very far shifted towards the second base bag. And I'm sure Rourke has seen that hole. He's squaring a bunt again, but pulls back this time. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Oh my God.
The Merchants are currently trailing 5-0 in this one.
Having a bad day. I know.
Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball down the first base line, but foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As our media crew looks to avoid the bees behind the plate at our media table over here. They are active in this one.
Yeah.
Zooming around, they must like the popcorn that we have at the refreshment table directly to our right. But a bee can't ruin our day from Fall City on a beautiful one like this. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
If it comes.
Sam Kraft kicks into the line. Here's the pitch.
that? Oh,
Yeah, all right.
kind of felt good actually.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ran on first base. Here's the pitch. It's a curveball. This one grounded, but it's through and into left field. And there are runners on first and second base for the Merchants. That will bring up Anthony Gomez.
The second baseman, number 5, Anthony Gomez.
Nobody out in the top of the 3rd inning. And 2 men on for the Merchants. Runners on first and second. Gomez digging in. Kraft staring back at the second. Runner on second and delivers the pitch. It's a fastball low in the dirt. Ball 1. Gomez had a very good game in game 1 of this doubleheader. At least 2 hits. He may have had a 3-hit ball game. The 1-0 pitch. It's on the way from Kraft. He skies this one into the air into right center field. Ethan Lincecum coming in, making the catch, and throwing on to the shortstop, making the cutoff. So 1 out now in the inning.
The right fielder, number 21, Ethan Smith.
One out in the inning. Runners on first and second base for the Merchants. Smith is squaring bunt. He tries to pull back. The umpire indicating that he did not pull back. The Merchants manager not happy with the call on that one, but it's no ball and 1 strike to Ethan Smith. Sam Kraft with the pitch. This one a ground ball to the second baseman. Huff has it, flips to second. The throw on to first is in time, and the Honkers turn a 4-6-3 double play. They are out of the inning. The Merchants strand runners on first and second base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and we'll be back in a moment from Fall City. I'm not able to see. Is it Karen? Karen? Hey, Karen. Karen. Are we able to keep the yelling a little bit under control back here if we want to sit back here? It's just like to get that ball and stuff like that. Sure. Sure. If you'd like, I could go sit on the bleachers. You're totally fine. Just
You want to get shot?
we'll cheer on from quiet.
Okay, can you hold your hand up when I can cheer?
You can cheer. You're perfectly welcome to cheer. Just I'm losing focus is what I'm telling you in what I'm saying. It's hard for me to concentrate. You're totally welcome to cheer. Just don't yell from under the tent. If you want to yell, maybe go like on one side. Then you're gonna have to go either that way or that way.
Yeah.
The catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nate Afonso, Bailey Sarto, and Ethan Lincecum
Yeah. Booty jiggy with the gold.
to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Honkers. Connor Portugal back out on the mound for the Merchants. And Afonso swinging first pitch. Swinging a miss at a curveball in the dirt. No balls and 1 strike to the Honkers catcher. Alfonso was hit with a pitch earlier in the ball game, wore a fastball right square in the back. Here's the 0-1, takes it for a strike one. So a curveball and a fastball from Connor Portugal to start things off. Alfonso quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2, it's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looked like a changeup that time from Portugal. A little funky spin, missing outside. Here's the 1-2 from the left-hander, Portugal in the dirt. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. The ground ball, but foul. Right back into the fence, down the third base line. We will do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, bottom of the order coming up for the Honkers here. Alfonso, Sarto, and Lincecum, 7, 8, 9. The 2-2 again, it's upstairs. And we're full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Portugal trying not to walk the leadoff man in the bottom of the third. Payoff pitch, it's fouled. Backing out of play. Do it once again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alfonso digging in. Portugal into the windup. Swing and a miss. Foul ticked into the catcher's mitt, actually, on that one. Either way, Alfonso is retired. Strikes out swinging. To start the third inning for the Honkers, that'll bring up the 8-hitter Bailey Sarto.
The third baseman, number 4.
Top of the 4th inning.
The left fielder, number 32, Evan Johnson.
It'll be Evan Johnson, Andy Atwood, and Sean Clancy. If you are joining us late in this stream, as Sam Kraft drills Evan Johnson with the first pitch of that at-bat. If you're joining us late from Fall City, one moment.
The shortstop, number 7, Andy Atwood.
So we do not have a video stream in Game 2. Once again, as I've explained earlier, but if you're joining us late, the sun is shining right in on our sound equipment. We can't have a phone just sitting out there in the sun with it overheating. My phone tends to overheat a little quicker than Jocelyn Lawrence's phone did. This one is hit on the ground to left. This one is hit on the ground to the left side, through and into left field. A single with runners on first and second now for the Merchants. Started the inning with a hit by pitch, and now that one through and into left field. That will bring up Sean Clancy.
The designated hitter, number 6, Sean Clancy.
So if you're joining us late, as I was just saying, we are going with a straight audio stream, just normal radio broadcast right now in Game 2 of this doubleheader. We apologize for that, but it's a little old school fashion. Hopefully you have listened to baseball on the radio before. So Sean Clancy taking strike 1, a curveball in there as he squares to bunt but pulls back. If you ask me, I almost prefer to listen to a game on the radio. Really lets you paint the picture right in your head. As Sam Kraft delivers this pitch, this one hit on the ground. It's through and into right field. They're going to hold the runner at third base as that one sneaks through into right. The Merchants are going to have the bases loaded with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. That will bring up C.J. Hicks.
The third baseman, number 20, C.J. Hicks.
Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning as the Merchants quickly load the bases. Hit by pitch, followed by 2 singles off of Sam Kraft, who is throwing a shutout to this point, trying to keep that intact as he is working here in the 4th inning. In there for strike one from Kraft to Hicks. No balls and one strike. The 0-1 pitch coming. Good block by Nate Afonso behind the dish. 1 ball and 1 strike. The bases loaded up for the Merchants. It's Evan Johnson, the runner on third, Andy Atwood, the runner on second, Sean Clancy, the runner on first base for the Merchants. Pitch from Kraft. This one nails the backstop behind. This one going behind C.J. Hicks. Sam Kraft throwing very hard, as we mentioned earlier. He has been clocked between 88 and 93 miles an hour on the fastball. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike on that mislocated fastball. Luckily not hitting anyone. So it's 2-1 with the bases loaded for the Merchants. Nobody out in the inning. In this top of the fourth, Kraft delivers. Here's the pitch. This one fouled down the first base line, out of play. Even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, we have a straight radio stream via YouTube Live today. No picture. We will try to work with that as we move later in the ball game. If the sun begins to go down, we'll try to get you a picture. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. This pitch is grounded to the second baseman. Casey Bailey fields it, throws to second, on to first. The throw to first is wide. The runner is going to come in from third base. The throw to the plate is going to be not in time. He's safe at the plate. The Honkers tried to roll a 6-4-3 double play. They do get the out at second base as Casey Bailey flips to Chase Huff. They get the out at second, but Huff's throw is wide to first, and the run comes in on that one. 2 runs come in on that one, actually. The second run comes in on the wide throw from Chase Huff. It's 5-2, the Honkers leading the Merchants.
The first baseman, number 27, Ryan N.
As Sam Kraft snap throws over to first base just to have a check on the runner, C.J. Hicks. Here's the pitch. The snap throw is going to go down to first, not in time. The pitch was in there for a strike, I believe, but Nate Afonso, the catcher, throwing it down to first base to have a check on Hicks again. Sam Kraft coming set. Here's the pitch. The runner goes. They have a hit and run on. It's a Bailey, the shortstop, fields it, throws on to first. They do get the second out of the inning on that one, but the Merchants had a hit and run on, so Hicks is safely into second. No chance of a double play. And there's a runner on second base with 2 outs now for the Merchants. That will bring up Marcus McKennell, the catcher.
The catcher, number 25, Marcus McKennell.
So 2 outs now. Back-to-back ground balls to the shortstop, Casey Bailey, having a pretty good game over there defensively at short. These are his first 2 starts of the season at shortstop.
No, this is top 4, eh?
Top of the 4th inning, 2 outs, runner on second base. C.J. Hicks is that lone man aboard for the Merchants. He's over, taking his lead off of second base. Sam Kraft's pitch to Marcus McKennell, and it does not come. He steps off to have a check on Hicks. No throw, just looking him back to the second base bag. Kraft comes set. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt for ball 1. A slider that time. Bouncing in the dirt. Afonso snagging it, keeping it in front.
Come on, Sam.
1 ball and no strikes to the 9-hitter. Pitch on the way. In there for strike 1. Count even at a ball and a strike as Kraft paints a fastball on the outer half of the plate. A 5-2 game. The Honkers currently on top. The Merchants trailing 2-5.
Yes, he did.
This one is in there for strike 2.
One more.
1 ball and 2 strikes. As Sam Kraft gets a slider in there that time. McKennell tried to check his swing, but the pitch was a strike itself. Kraft shaking off the catcher Afonso, shakes him off again. Shakes him off one more time, has the one he wants. Kraft comes set. Checking the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swing, and this one is foul ticked off the catcher. Afonso not able to hang on to that one. That one getting fouled right into his chest protector. We will repeat at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kraft ready with the 1-2 again. Taking a look over at second base. The pitch. This one is a ground ball to the shortstop. Casey Bailey fields it, throws onto first, and it's in time. Bailey recording all 3 of those outs on ground balls to shortstop in that inning. The Merchants are on the board. They snag 2 runs in the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the Northwest Honkers with 5, the Everett Merchants with 2, and we'll be back in the bottom of the 4th.
Who got out last? Ethan?
Merchants scored 2 and then it was 5-2.
Yep.
Top of the order to lead things off in the bottom of the 4th for the Honkers. Paul Bernarski, John Withrich, and Casey Bailey coming up.
The left fielder, number 17, Paul Bernarski.
Bernarski led off the ball game with a single.
There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessman there to drink my wine.
And we're just about to get going in the bottom of the 4th. The right fielder taking a moment to, not sure what he was doing. He was putting on his jersey. I guess he took it off for some reason. But he's just tucking it in now. And Connor Portugal making sure his fielders are ready before we get going in the bottom of the 4th. And he is ready. Stepping onto the mound. Bernarski is into the left-handed batter's box. He's swinging first pitch. And grounds one foul. Quickly, no balls and 1 strike to the Honkers left fielder. The right fielder Withrich waiting on deck. And Casey Bailey, who's had a pretty active day at shortstop defensively, waits in the hole. Bernarski takes a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Portugal peering in. Kicks into his windup. Here's the 1-1. Low for ball 2. A breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bernarski from Arizona. This is his second year with the Honkers. As he swings at this 2-1 pitch and pops it up behind the second base bag. This the second baseman camping under it and makes the catch behind the second base bag. He is retired for the first out of the fourth inning.
The right fielder, number 32, John Withrich.
So Withrich steps into the box with 1 out in the fourth, following Bernarski's pop-up to the second baseman. And he takes strike 1 from Portugal. Portugal kicking into the windup. Here's the 0-1. In there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. It's to Withrich on the way. Swing and a miss. And Withrich goes down swinging at that one. Strikes out on 3 pitches, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. That will bring up Casey Bailey.
The shortstop, number 12, Casey Bailey.
A little lefty on lefty matchup. Portugal versus Bailey. As the first pitch is a changeup low for ball 1. Second pitch is popped up. This one is going to get back and out of play. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Two away in the bottom of the fourth. The Honkers trying to get something going with 2. Pitch on the way. This one is hit far to center field. The center fielder going back towards the wall. It is going to be off the fence and down. Bailey is thinking too. He's headed to second, slides in. He is safe into second base with a double. At a line drive single right off the fence and straight away center field. He got a piece of that one, smacking it off the fence. Pretty close play as Bailey slides into second base. But he is in there with a 2-out double.
The first baseman, number 19, Cameron Padron.
So Cameron Padron trying to bring in Casey Bailey as he is off of second base with his lead now in scoring position. The first pitch from Portugal. Padron takes it inside. Ball 1, a fastball in on the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball and no strikes to the Honkers first baseman Padron. Bailey taking his lead off a second. Portugal peering back at him. Kicks to the plate. In there, strike 1, a ball and a strike. 1-1 is the count. Portugal comes set. And the catcher McKennell tells him to step off. He wants to give him a new sign as they get on board with what they want to throw here. 1-1 to Padron. As he spins back to have a look at Casey Bailey. No throw to second, just stepping off to check him, keep him close to the bag. Still 1 ball and 1 strike to Padron. When Portugal finally comes to play, here it comes. Swing and a miss. A ball in the dirt. Good breaking ball from Portugal. Gets Padron to swing right over that one. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. The Honkers trying not to strand the man on second base. Padron ready for this 1-2. Portugal kicks. The pitch coming. Pops this one up down the third base line. Will it get out of play? It is out of play, landing foul. The third baseman, C.J. Hicks, trying to make a play on that one. Almost having enough room, but not quite. So Padron stepping back into the box. Portugal and McKennell trying to decide what they want to come with on 1 and 2. Bailey with his lead off of second base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. This one is lined to left center field. The center fielder is giving chase. He cannot make the catch. It gets down into left center field. Bailey is going to be waved around from third base. Padron is into second base safely with an RBI double.
Yep, yep.
A great job by Cameron Padron to knock that one in. Casey Bailey scores. It is 6-2. The Honkers on top of the Merchants.
The second baseman, number 10, Chase Huff.
Chase Huff takes a ball in the dirt. Getting the start at second base today. I thought that ball off of the bat of Cameron Padron might be caught by the center fielder. This one is popped up in the infield. Looks like it's going to be the second baseman making the catch. It is. It's Anthony Gomez camping onto that one, catching the ball off the bat of Chase Huff. The Honkers tack on one more. 4 innings of play complete from Fall City. It's the Honkers with 6, the Merchants with 2. As we head to the 5th, Sam Kraft coming out for his 5th inning of work. We will be back from Fall City.
Top 5. I don't like it when Sam pitches because he takes so long to take a while too. I never get to enjoy a fucking quick game. I always have to be in the quick games. Even if you give up runs when you're working like that, it's still a freaking quick game.
Top of the order for the Merchants to bat in the top of the 5th. It'll be Gavin Rourke, Anthony Gomez, and Ethan Smith.
The center fielder, number 10, Gavin Rourke.
Rourke digging into the left-handed side of the plate. The first pitch from Sam Kraft. This is outside ball 1. And we're underway in the 5th. Currently 6-2, the Honkers leading the Merchants. And Rourke squaring to bunt at that one, does not get it down. Trying to do another little drag bunt there from the left-handed batter's box. Works well for left-handed hitters sometimes, but Rourke unable to get that one down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Probably not going to try to bunt again as he's given away what he was. We apologize as our live stream was interrupted once again, but we are in the top of the 5th inning. It is Evan Johnson. We lost the live stream for a while, I think. So it's Evan Johnson, the batter. As he skies this one in the air towards center field, Ethan Lincecum going back towards the wall. He has it, makes the catch. The throw is going to come into third base. The runner is going to advance on the throw, and the Merchants will have a runner on third base now with 2 outs in the inning. That will bring up the shortstop, Andy Atwood.
The shortstop, number 7, Andy Atwood.
We did lose our connection for just a moment, but no harm done. We are still going from Fall City, currently a 6-3 ball game. Sam Kraft still out there on the mound working in the top of the 5th inning. No balls, 1 strike to Atwood, the shortstop. Swing and a miss on that slider in the dirt. Nice pitch from Sam Kraft. And a good stop by Nate Afonso. And time is going to be called as Sam Kraft wants to have a word with his catcher real quick. Well, as quick as possible, anyway. So once again, we do apologize that our video was interrupted for a moment. Game 1 was a pretty smooth stream as we did it straight from the device of Jocelyn Lawrence, who has taken off for a meeting. So we are working with a personal hotspot that's set up to bring you this live stream of Honkers baseball. Not quite as smooth on the video quality or the internet connection, but that's what we've got for game 2, and we're doing our best with that one. So the pitch from Sam Kraft, this one is rocked into right field. It is down for a base hit, and a run is going to come in from third as Atwood drops that one into right center field. And an RBI single for Andy Atwood brings the score to 6-4. It's just a 2-run ball game.
The designated hitter, number 6, Sean Clancy.
Sam Kraft trying to retire Clancy. He's going with the pitch. This one gets briefly away from the catcher, Nate Afonso. Atwood able to steal second base on that one as it popped out of the hand of Sean Clancy. Excuse me, as it popped out of the hand of catcher Nate Afonso. Sean Clancy digging back into the box for the Honkers. For the Merchants. And Kraft is back onto the mound. He spins over, does not throw to second, but he is taking his time to make sure the runners do not get too far off the bags. Something Kraft has been very diligent about in this inning. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Kraft trying to end this very lengthy top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One more, Sam.
Trying to put away Sean Clancy with a runner on second base, trying to strand him there and keep this a 2-run ball game. The pitch from Kraft, swing and fouled back into the catcher's mitt, but dropped by Afonso. Not able to hang on to that one. No harm done. Do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kraft shaking off his catcher. Shaking him off again. Has the one he wants. Checking his runner. Comes set. Here's the pitch. The 1-2 swing and a miss. And this top of the 5th inning is complete. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the Honkers coming up. The Merchants tack on a couple. It's the Honkers with 6 runs. The Everett Merchants with 4 runs. Currently a 2-run ball game. And the Honkers will look to tack on some more in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back from Fall City. We now have 3 listeners.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Hopefully I don't fire fucking
The designated hitter number 34, Wesley Faison.
Wesley Faison, Nate Afonso, and Bailey Sarto lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Honkers. They are currently on top of the Everett Merchants 6-4. That one misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Excuse me, 2 balls and no strikes. That first pitch to Faison I thought was in there, but missing outside. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to Wesley Faison. And he takes a hack at this one and fouls it down the third base line a long way, but as I said, foul. So it's 2-1 now. Nate Afonso, the catcher, waits on deck. He's been working hard behind the plate with the starting pitcher, Sam Kraft. And Faison takes a swing at this one and fouls it back out of play again. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Whoa.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Wesley Faison as the home plate umpire. Takes a minute to get the count right.
No, it's 2.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a little miscommunication there, but they've got it all cleared up as Faison fouls this one down the first base line. Out of play.
It's still 2-2 now, guys. Good
2
job.
balls, 2 strikes.
Huh? 7 and 5?
Connor Portugal still out there for the Merchants. Delivers this 2-2, fouled off of his front foot. As that one looks like it might have hurt a little bit. Faison taking a minute to
Tough, Les.
walk that one out.
Throw 'em in, guys.
Count still at 2 balls and 2 strikes as we take a moment for the plate umpire to get a few new baseballs.
Thank you, though.
This long at bat for Wesley Faison continues. Connor Portugal has been out there since the 2nd inning. It's now the bottom of the 5th as this one skips by the catcher, McCannell. Three balls and 2 strikes to Wesley Faison. This one is full. We'll see what Wesley Faison can do here. Here's the pitch. This one is popped up down the right field line. The right fielder coming in a few steps, camping under it, and making the catch. That's Ethan Smith, the right fielder, with the put out. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up Nate Afonso.
The catcher number 31, Nate Afonso.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, the catcher Afonso swinging
Boy.
first pitch, and he lines this one down the left field line. It is fair. Afonso is thinking 2. He rounds first and heads to second. The slide into second is going to be, he is there, and he is in safely to second base, sliding in, avoiding the tag. The tag coming just late, the relay from left field. And Afonso is on with a 1-out double in the bottom of the 5th. We'll bring up Bailey Sarto.
The third baseman number 4, Bailey Sarto.
First pitch to Sarto, swing and a miss at looked like a changeup that time from Portugal. Good piece of hitting from Nate Alfonso. Didn't wait around, took the first pitch right into left field for a double. The 0-1 is in there to Bailey Sarto for strike two. Quickly behind, no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 misses low. Ball 1. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 coming from Connor Portugal in just a second. Kicks to the plate. Here it is. It's low for ball 2. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. The pitch to Sarto outside. Ball 3. It's full. Count runs full now to Bailey Sarto. With a runner on second base. Just 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bailey Sarto trying to tack onto this Honkers lead. They're on top by 2 runs right now in the 6-4 ball game. And Sarto takes it low for a ball 4. He will make his way down to first base with a 1-out walk, and the Honkers have runners on first and second with just 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up the 9-hitter, Ethan Lincecum.
The center fielder, number 11, Ethan Lincecum.
Nate Alfonso, the runner on second. Bailey Sarto, the runner on first base. And the first pitch coming to Ethan Lincecum. He skies this one towards the first base line, but it was foul and out of play. So Lincecum quickly, no balls and 1 strike. Connor Portugal's going to work with him here. The 0-1. Skipped in the dirt. It's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still the runners on first and second. This one hit in the air to left field. The left fielder giving chase, going back. He cannot make the catch. That one is off his glove and down. 1 run is going to come in. Alfonso is going to score. Sarto will be held up at third base. And Ethan Lincecum smacks an RBI double to left field. And it is 7-4. 7-4, Honkers on top. Ethan Lincecum smacks a double and adds a run onto the lead.
The left fielder, number 17, Paul Brunarski.
Martin, we're good. Sam's still going good. We're good. Just checking. And Brunarski takes one low. One ball and no strikes. Runners on second and third. Here is the 1-0 from Portugal to Brunarski in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7-4, the Honkers on top of the Merchants currently. Portugal kicks to the plate. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. Gets Brunarski to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Honkers leadoff man. One out in the inning. swing and a miss. They get Bronarski there. There's 2 outs now with runners on second and third as Bronarski waves right over that changeup. A nice pitch from Connor Portugal to retire the Honkers leadoff man. That'll bring up John Withrich. The right fielder, number 32, John Withrich. Field. It is foul. Withrich got all of that one. That was smacked down the left field line. Definitely would have been gone if it was fair. Lincecum, the runner on second base. Sarto, the runner on third base. John Withrich returning to the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball and through and into left field. 1 run is going to come in. Are they going to send Lincecum? They're going to send Lincecum. The throw to the plate is going to be not in time. 2 runs are in. The throw down to second base. It is not in time, and the Honkers score 2. It's a 2 RBI double for John Withrich. Good job by John Withrich as he smacks that one into left field. A 2 RBI double. And just like that, it is 9-4, the Honkers on top. That will bring up Casey Bailey.
The shortstop, number 12, Casey Bailey.
So they are going to intentionally walk Casey Bailey. Well, that will bring up Cameron Padron.
The first baseman, number 19, Cameron Padron.
So Casey Bailey, after a little bit of confusion on the plate, Casey Bailey will be intentionally walked, makes his way down to first base, and there's runners on first and second for the Honkers with 2 outs. Brings up Cameron Padron. So they walk 1 left-handed bat, and it's the left-handed bat of Casey Bailey, to face Cameron Padron. And Padron takes 1 low. That's ball 1. One ball, no strikes from the left-hander Connor Portugal. As he kicks to the plate, here's the pitch, it's low again. 2 balls and no strikes. Currently a 9-4 Honkers lead as they have extended this inning. Tacked on a few more. And time is going to be called. The Merchants manager making his way out to the pitcher's mound. A very long 5th inning. We are currently in the bottom of the 5th inning. And I believe Sam Kraft will be coming out for his 6th inning of work when this bottom of the 5th does complete. Currently 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Withrich, the runner on second base. Casey Bailey, after being intentionally walked, the runner on first base. And the Merchants signaling that they want things speeded up in the bullpen. So they're getting a guy loose. Looks like a right-hander getting loose in the pen for the Merchants. So here's the pitch to Padron. This one's smacked foul. Runners will retreat to their bags. Bailey back to first, Withrich back to second. 2 balls and 1 strike to the dangerous cleanup man, Cameron Padron. 2-1. It's smacked on the ground, and it's by the dive of the first baseman. Withrich is going to be waved around third. He will score. The throw is going to come to the plate. Not in time. Withrich does score without a slide. And Padron has hit an RBI single. Another run comes in. It's 10-4. The Honkers on top of the Merchants. And that will bring up Chase Huff.
The second baseman, number 10, Chase Huff.
The first pitch to Huff is outside ball 1. Runners at the corners for the Honkers. Padron is on first. Bailey is on third. And Huff takes that one upstairs. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. This one lined through and into left field, and another run will come in for the Honkers. Bailey will easily score from third base as Huff smacks an RBI single to left. It is 11-4.
The designated hitter, number 34, Wesley Faison.
And time is going to be called. And it looks like the Everett Merchants are going to make a call to the bullpen. They certainly will, as this is their second meeting on the mound of the inning. So we will take a break from Fall City and continue this very lengthy fifth inning. We will be back in a moment from Fall City.
Yeah, I guess.
Why? Wait, it's 11-4, dude.
He told me to. He told me that I need to be ready to come in for the night. I'm gonna go ask him if he's still on.
Yeah, tell him I'm good to throw.
Every time I hear that song, I'll go back. I'll go back. I used to rock all night long to keep on rocking me, baby. At frat parties, college bars, just trying to impress the ladies. But I heard tonight I couldn't help but sing along. 'Cause every time I hear that song, I go back to the smell of the no-gym floor and the taste of salt on a Carolina shore after graduation and drinking goodbye to friends. And I go back to watching summer fade to fall, going up too fast and I do recall wishing time would stop right in its tracks.
Now pitching for the Merchants, number 16, Jake Tilley.
Josh is gonna come run this.
You're still going to throw?
Well, he wants me to get ready because, yeah,
Am I throwing?
I don't know. No idea.
So Jake Tilley is the new Merchants pitcher.
The designated hitter, number 34, Wesley Faison.
Here's the first pitch to Faison. It's upstairs. 1. So 1 ball and no strikes, misses inside. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Hey, 1 out. 2 outs in the inning. It's Cameron Padron, the runner on second base. Chase Huff, the runner on first base.
Only volume thing is this one. Okay. Turn it up so we can fade it out. And there's all the walk-ups.
Here's the pitch to
New
Faison.
pitchers come in, they're right there.
That's low, and that's ball 4. So he takes 4 straight balls. And the Honkers have the bases loaded
This one is for Casey.
in the bottom of the 5th. That's going to bring up Bailey Sarto, second at-bat of the inning. Oh, excuse me, that will bring up Nate Afonso, not Bailey Sarto. He would be on deck, but this is Nate Afonso, the catcher, coming up.
Yeah.
The catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso.
Use that one for John.
Turn it off.
And
So
then,
here's the first pitch to Afonso.
and then the,
Skipped into the dirt. Ball 1, so 5 consecutive balls. So on a ground ball to the third baseman, fields it cleanly and steps on the bag. Side retired. 5th inning finally complete from Fall City. Current score 11-4. The Honkers on top of the Merchants. We will be back as we kick things off in the top of the 6th in just a few.
What the hell's the... Oh, right there.
Strawberry shimmer on hot lips, silver buckle hanging off her hip. I sparkle when she smiles, shine down the radio dial. Homemade jar, lemon drop, take a sip. Don't you need it rockin' all night long. Summer sky dripping rhinestones, turn your body lights on, baby. Shine on, shine on, make me get you shine on. Silverado candy painted, chrome piece tucked in the console. Right now, roll up on the bellow, feeling lucky.
Well, it is a little bit cooler now. The sun not beating down on us. We are going to try to get you some live video stream. We're sorry if it's sideways.
The third baseman, number 20, C.J. Hicks.
C.J. Hicks to bat, leading things off for the Merchants in the top of the 6th inning. He fouls this one back down the third base line. And hopefully you can see this video stream. I believe it's probably sideways, but that's just the result of the device we're broadcasting from. So, beats no video stream at all, I suppose, as this one is fouled back, catching the home plate umpire. That can't feel too good. And we take just a moment right here as this ball gets away from the pitcher. So Kraft hopping back out onto the mound. The umpire taking a moment as he is hurting after that foul ball off the mask, I think. But we're back and ready to go. Sam Kraft to the wind kicks. Ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. In there for strike 3, Sam Kraft strikes him out. That's CJ Hicks going down, watching that fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Good job, Sam.
1 away in the top of the 6th inning.
The first baseman, number 27, Ryan N.
Brings up Ryan N., who's playing first base for the Merchants today. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. If you have not been tuned in for the Honkers baseball all day long, we played a 7-inning game that began at 1 p.m. And this is a 9-inning game that we are currently in the top of the 6th inning of. As Ann grounds this one to the shortstop, Casey Bailey, but it's off his glove, and Ann will be aboard with the E6. So Ryan Ann aboard with 1 out in the 6th inning. And Sam Kraft will try to get a little double play here. It's the catcher, Marcus McKennell, coming up to bat.
The catcher, number 25, Marcus McKennell.
Swing and a miss. First pitch from Kraft. Swung on and missed. This is the 9-hitter, McConnell, at the plate right now. Kraft comes set. Pitch on the way in there for strike 2. Kraft comes set. Keeping an eye on that runner over there at first base. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Ball 1. Inside, that is ball 4, and McKennell will make his way down to first base as Kraft walks the 9-hitter. Runners on first and second base, top of the order, coming up for the Merchants. Out. And a meeting on the mound coming here. It looks like the Honkers are going to go to the bullpen. So a pitching change coming from Fall City. It's going to be Mitch Eatman coming in to pitch for the Honkers. Sam Kraft's day will be done here in the 6th. We will take a break as the new Honkers pitcher warms up and be back in just a few.
They're the in crowd, we're the other ones. It's a different kind of cloth that we cut from. We let our colors show where the numbers ain't. We're the paint where there ain't supposed to be paint. That's who we are. That's how we roll.
What is it well?
11-4, and we are in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know either, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, outside.
For the Honkers, number 7, Mitch Eatman.
Mitch Eatman is the new Honkers pitcher. He inherits runners on first and second base. Got one out in the inning, and Eatman comes in for a lefty-on-lefty matchup with the leadoff batter, Gavin Rourke. Eatman's first pitch, it's a curveball low. The runner is going to head for third base and be in there safely. You can see that curveball skipped by Afonso. Looked like Eatman and Afonso might have been crossed up on that one. Believe they were. That curveball skipping right by Afonso. He was expecting a fastball.
Jesse, that's 3.
So there's runners on first and third base, runners at the corners for the Merchants. Currently an 11-4 ball game. The Honkers on top. Eatman peering in. The 1-0 on the way. Gets by Afonso. He's going to come in, and it's a dead ball hit by pitch.
Where's he going then?
A little miscommunication right now as the home plate umpire does indicate finally that it was a hit by pitch. It's a dead ball, so the bases are loaded for the Merchants. And time is going to be called once again. And they're going to go to the pen, so Eatman gets one batter, ends up hitting him. And a call to the bullpen once again in this top of the 6th inning. So Mitch Eatman gets one batter. It does not go as planned. And they're going to turn the ball over to Stuart Mays, the new Honkers pitcher. So we will be back once again from Fall City after the pitching change.
It's been a long day back here.
Why you watching drinking 40? I just told it. Still that same in the foreign, but it's student. Ryan sporty, acting sporty.
Constantly talking for 2 games.
I got that bag, yeah, I'm transporting. I got that bag on me, yeah, like I'm transporting. He dropped the mixtape, thought I would repost it. I ain't posting mixtapes, I'm shorty. I be booted to the morning, PM to the morning. My little Wally want it back, I'm eager, wanna roll it. Hold up, don't you owe me, yeah, you owe me throwing it. Like I'm an island, I'm a vent on how I stay rolling. Tryna diss me, I need you 6 feet. She said she miss me, think she wanna kiss me. Damn, I'm so crispy, Zan, I be dizzy. Tell me I ain't shy, I keep that dizzy. I was spin bent, yeah, 60. What the late ring, they come and lick me. V12, I'm riding in the 16. I be ballin' on you, not in this late. Ain't got a way to make them move, I be loaded. Why you watching drinking 40? I be told it. Still that same, in the foreign, but it's stolen. Ryan sporty, acting sporty, can't control it. I'm doing fraud, got that boy. I got that bag on me, like I'm transport. He dropped the mixtape, thought I would repost it. I ain't posting mixtape, I'm shorty. Yeah, that Glock got it spinning like an outlet.
Stuart Mays is the new Honkers pitcher. First batter he will face is Anthony Gomez. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Mays is out of the jam.
Got a clap if I could.
Who is this, Bailey?
What's that?
Who's coming up? Bailey?
Bailey, yeah.
Leading it off for the Honkers, it's the third baseman, number 4, Bailey Sarto.
Bailey Sarto to lead things off for the Honkers in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Jake Tilley. Inside for ball 1. Tilly is listed as a position player in the Merchants on the Merchants roster. Gets a swing and a miss from Sarto at a fastball at the letters. But I believe the Merchants are not wasting any more pitching in this ball game, as they're going with a position player here. One ball and one strike to Sarto. It's low for ball inside, ball 2. Sarto has his lead off first. So 2 men in scoring position. Bernarski trying to bring him in, tack on to this 11-4 lead. Why not? Strike to the Honkers leadoff man. John Withrich waits on deck. Jake Tilly kicking into his windup. Here's the 0-1. Bernarski takes strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. See what he's coming with to Paul Bernarski. Fastball up and out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 on the way. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 is hit up the middle. The pitcher fields it. They're going to go to first and get the out. Hung up between second and third is Ethan Lincecum. The throw there, he's going to be in a pickle. Sarto is going to dig for the plate. The throw is coming in, and he is tagged out of the plate. Lincecum advances to third. So that's a double play right there as Bernarski hit that one right back up the middle. Tilly fields it from the mound. Lincecum over to third base, but Bernarski retired at first, and then Sarto gunned down at the plate. That'll bring up John Withrich.
The right fielder, number 32, John Withrich.
First pitch coming to Withrich. It's outside for ball 1. Withrich takes that one inside, ball 2. So somehow the Honkers turn runners on second and third with nobody out to runners on third base with 2 outs and not tacking on any runs there as Withrich pops this one up. It's the second baseman, Anthony Gomez, camping under it, makes the catch. And the Honkers strand him on third to end the inning. No harm done, though. It is still an 11-4 ball game as we head to the top of the 7th inning. 3 more innings to come from Fall City, at least. As Stuart Mays makes his way back out to the mound, we will take a short break and be back in the top of the 7th in a moment.
Guys, can you throw that away for me, too?
Said vengeance is his, but I'ma do it first. I'm gonna handle my business in the name of the law. Oh. Now if he made you cry, oh, I gotta know. He's not ready to die, he best prepare for it. My judgment's divine, I'll tell you who you can call. You can call. You better call the police, call the police, call the police,
So Stuart Mays is back on for the 7th. It's going to be 4, 5, and 6.
The left fielder, number 32, Evan Johnson.
Evan Johnson, Andy Atwood, and Sean Clancy to bat. If you are tuned into our live broadcast, you are one of 3 listeners still on the air. So congratulations.
My mom's probably the other.
Ball one, Mays missing upstairs. In there for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike to the 4-hitter Evan Johnson. Andy Atwood waits on deck as this one is lined into left field. Ethan Johnson making the catch. And there is 1 out in the 7th inning. That'll bring up Andy Atwood.
The shortstop, number 7, Andy Atwood.
First pitch coming, a slider from Mays, throwing that one right at his front hip, getting it to break over the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss on that one.
Did you bring the wine? Long ago.
The 0-2 on the way from Mays. In the dirt, ball 1. Good 0-2 pitch. Great one to waste. Atwood not chasing. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll see what he's coming with here. Fouled right off the catcher, Afonso. Once again, our camera stream is sideways due to the device we are broadcasting from. It is permanently locked on sideways. We'll have Assistant General Manager Jocelyn Lawrence's device back for the broadcasting purposes. At our next home game, she had to run to a meeting. So we are still going from Fall City. It's the top of the 7th inning with 1 out currently. And that one is outside. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Mays shakes off the catcher. Has the one he wants. Coming with it. Swing and a miss. He gets him. Atwood definitely went around there. And he is retired by Mays for the 2nd out of the inning.
The designated hitter, number 6, Sean Clancy.
Brings up Sean Clancy to bat with 2 outs. Mays rocks into the windup. Stinking bunt. Wants one right back to Mays. Fields at the throw on a first. It's in time. A clean 1-2-3 7th inning for Stuart Mays. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Honkers look to tack on a few more if possible. It's 11-4 as we head to the bottom of the 7th, and we'll be back. Very nice touch.
Return to the Mac. Get it what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get it, but I bet instead of getting on the internet and checking it and hitting it.
Leading it off for the Honkers in the 7th, it's the shortstop, number 12, Casey Bailey.
Casey Bailey, Cameron Padrone, and Chase Huff to lead off the 7th for the Honkers as Bailey takes ball 1. The 1-0 is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. fouled backing out of play as the 2-0 count moves to 2-1. Bailey has had a pretty good defensive day at shortstop. Did have one error in this game 2. He has played both game 1 and game 2 at shortstop. His first 2 starts at short for the Honkers this summer. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes as he watched a fastball go by at the knees. Here's the 2-2. It's a ground ball. It looks like this one is going to be through and into right field. It is, and Bailey is aboard with a leadoff single for the Honkers in the 7th. That'll bring up Cameron Padron.
The first baseman, number 19, Cameron Padron.
Padron bats with a man aboard for the Honkers. Bailey is the lone runner on base. He takes his lead off of first. Jake Tilley still out there pitching for the Merchants. Padron swinging first pitch, skies this one down the left field line. Looks like this one is going to land foul. It does. Just a long strike. No balls, 1 strike to Cameron Padron.
You guys sell shirts that say I love Honkers? In my
The 0-1 upstairs.
couldn't tell you.
1 ball and 1 strike to the 4-hitter Padron. Upstairs, 2-1. Padron did not play in game 1 of the doubleheader. Gets the start at first base today. He's been playing there the entire game. It's the 7th inning. As he skies this one in the air, but it will get foul and out of play, this time down the third base line.
Guys, I need 2 more.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Padron. Pitch on the way. Popped up. This one is going to be playable. The left fielder coming in on it. Takes a few stutter steps back, but does make the catch. That's the left fielder, Evan Johnson, grabbing that one for the putout, and there's 1 out in the 7th. It'll bring up Chase Huff.
Well, the second baseman, number 10, Chase Huff.
Huff digging into the right-handed batter's box. Takes a ball low. The snap throw, but Bailey easily back into the first base bag. Jake Tilley throwing some mop-up work for the Everett Merchants. He's been in there for a couple innings now. This is inside. Two balls and no strikes. Ball out. 3 balls and no strikes. Way behind Chase Huff. Tilley was the first baseman in game 1. And he misses upstairs. That's ball 4 to Huff. As I was saying, Tilley was the first baseman in game 1, and now he's getting some mop-up work out of the pen here. It's the position player throwing for the Merchants. So that's going to bring up Wesley Faison to bat with runners on first and second.
The designated hitter, number 34, Wesley Faison.
Faison with a very quiet stance on the right-handed side of the plate. He is not swinging first pitch, as that one is inside. Nearly nicks his jersey, but it does not. 1 ball and no strikes. Casey Bailey, the runner on second. Huff, the runner on first. Faison trying to drive him in. Swinging a drive, this one going out towards left field. It's going to be way over the head of the left fielder, Ethan Johnson. This one is going to be picked up at the wall. 1 run is in. Huff is coming around. The throw is going to come to the plate. It's not in time. Skips to the backstop. Faison all the way to third base on 2 more runs come in for the Honkers. It's 13-4 as they extend the lead on a 2 RBI double by Wesley Faison. He lined that one all the way to the fence in left center field. Great piece of hitting as he drove that one far. It's going to be Nate Alfonso coming up for the Honkers.
The catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso.
And time is going to be called before Afonso can dig in. I believe the Merchants are going to make a pitching change here. They do have the bullpen going. They will either have a brief meeting on this mound to give the guy in the pen a little more time, or they'll be making the call right now. One way or the other, they should speed it up, but I do think they are going to be making the call. In fact, yes, they are, as the manager makes the call to the pen, indicating that he wants the right-hander who's been warming up. We will take a quick break in the action and be back for more baseball from the bottom of the seventh. Looked funky at first.
Now pitching for the Everett Merchants, number 30, Brandon Mahovlich. The catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso.
New pitcher in for the Merchants. It's number 30, Brandon Mahovlich, entering this 13-4 ball game with a runner on third base. It's Wesley Faison, the runner on third. And Alfonso swinging first pitch, skies this one to right. Faison is going to tag on it. The throw is not going to come to the plate. Faison scores on that sac fly to right. Making it 14-4. It'll bring up Bailey Sarto.
The third baseman, number 4, Bailey Sarto.
First pitch coming to Sarto from Mahovlich. Fouled back.
Let's come next.
Honkers currently leading the Merchants by 10 runs. Mahovlich getting some work in this ball game. Here's the pitch to Sarto. Swing and a miss. A little leg kick that time from Bailey Sarto. Taking a hack at that one. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. And that's the third out of the inning. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Current score, the Northwest Honkers with 14, the Everett Merchants with 4. 10-run lead as we head to
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for the girl straight masterpiece. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Don't believe
Pinch hitting for the Merchants, number 34, Nick Anderson.
So Nick Anderson is pinch hitting for CJ Hicks. Takes a ball high to start this top of the 8th inning. This will probably be Stuart Mays' last inning of work. 2 balls and no strikes to the pinch hitter Anderson, trying to put him away for the first out of the 8th. Upstairs, that's ball 3. "3-0. It's outside. That's ball 4. Mays to start the top of the 8th inning. It's going to bring up Ryan Ann.
The first baseman, number 27, Ryan Ann.
Taking a fastball over the heart of the plate for strike 1. And we're down to 2 listeners on the broadcast. Thanks so much for staying tuned for see how this one wraps up in this 14-4 ball game. As Mays misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch just low. 2 balls and 1 strike. As I mentioned earlier, it'll probably be Mays' last inning of work here in the 8th, and then I'll hand the ball over to probably one of the Honkers starters to get a inning of relief before their start. And maybe we might see Keenan Coyle for the 9th. It's 3 balls and 1 strike currently. Misses upstairs. That's ball 4. And it looks like some fireworks going on above the ballpark, just off in the distance behind right field. So back-to-back walks to start the 8th inning for Stuart Mays. Brings up the catcher.
The catcher, number 25, Marcus McKennell.
Marcus McKennell digging into the right-handed batter's box. Runners on first and second. First pitch swinging. It's a ground ball to the third baseman. Bailey Sarto fields it. He looks to second, but they're going to throw on to first. Gets the out at first. A good scoop out of the dirt by Cameron Padron. Sarto fielded it. Originally wanted to go to second. Decides it's too late. And throws to first. So 1 away, and men on second and third as top of the order steps up for the Merchants.
The center fielder, number 10, Gavin Rourke.
Gavin Rourke stepping up, and time is going to be called. Manager Martin Lawrence, who was not here for game 1 of the ball game, was tied up with a work scenario that he had to be present for. And Jesse Bechtold was the active manager in Game 1, but Martin Lawrence is here for Game 2 of the ball game. Excuse me, Game 2 of the day. In Game 2 of this double header, if you missed it, the Honkers fell 10-5 in Game 1. That kicked off right about 1 p.m. And Game 2 of this doubleheader began right around 4 o'clock. Currently a 14 game. The Merchants have runners on first and second. Looks like Lawrence is just having a chat with Mays. Probably telling a couple jokes out on the pitcher's mound. He usually is. A favorite question of him to the home plate umpire usually asks, is Joe Flacco an elite quarterback? Well, that usually makes the home plate umpires laugh, and rightfully so. No, Joe Flacco is not an elite quarterback, but maybe some umpires disagree. So maybe you two listeners at home disagree. Weigh in. Is Joe Flacco an elite quarterback? Feel free to let us know. So Mays is ready. And he delivers a first pitch strike. No balls, one strike to the leadoff man, Gavin Rourke.
We're doing.
One ball and one strike as Mays misses outside with a breaking ball. Runners on second and third for the Merchants. Ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Inside, that's ball 3. 3-1 the count. To the leadoff man, Gavin Rourke. Anthony Gomez waiting on deck. Mays trying to put this away. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Casey Bailey has it. Fields throws on to first. In time, a run does come in for the Merchants. Makes it a 14-5 ball game. Cuts the Honkers lead down to 9. 9-run lead now, and that'll bring up Anthony Gomez.
The second baseman, number 5, Anthony Gomez.
Stuart Mays looking for another ground ball or a fly ball or a strikeout. Just really looking for an out here. Misses low, ball 1. Name of the game in a 14-5 ball game is throw strikes. Just pound the zone. Let them do what they can as he swings and misses at that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he's coming with the 1-1. It's a curveball low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Some good bite on that slider from Stuart Mays, but no chase by Anthony Gomez. 2 balls and 1 strike. The wind picking up from Fall City. As you can probably tell from a little bit of the shaking of the camera. Ooh, and it actually fell over right there. Good catch by me. The wind's knocking our camera stand over. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. That's ball 4. So, bases are, runners at the corners now for the Merchants. That will bring up the right fielder.
The right fielder, number 21, Ethan Smith.
First pitch is a strike in there. Nate Afonso not throwing it down as the runner, Anthony Gomez, swiped second base. That run does not matter to the Honkers. 9-run lead in the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a good slider by Stuart Mays. Ethan Smith swinging right through that one.
No balls, 2 strikes. Mays trying to put him away. In the dirt, that one bouncing right before the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 8th inning. The Honkers will bat in the bottom of the 8th, and then we will see who's on to finish it off in the top of the 9th, as that one is grounded foul down the third base line.
I forgot the mix. Bruce, you make me talk.
This one's a ground ball to the shortstop. Casey Bailey fields it cleanly, throws onto first. Side retired. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Honkers will bat, and then it'll be on to the top of the 9th and try to wrap this one up. Current score, the Northwest Honkers with 14, the Everett Merchants with 5. It'll be Brandon Mahavich back on for the 8th inning, and we'll be back in a moment from Fall City.
Don't make a sound, talk to me now, let me inside your mind. Don't know what you think is sugar. Ooh, I just got that sugar. Ooh, I can hear the sirens burning red lights turning down. I can't turn back now.
Okay.
So
Popcorn?
on time. I don't know where the lights are taking us.
There's some in there.
Show me your soul, I gotta know. Bet that you're beautiful inside. Toes on the grass, car moving fast. Come take the wheel and drive. Don't know what you're thinking, sugar. I just got that feeling, sugar.
14-5 as we get going in the bottom of the 8th. Ethan Lincecum coming up for the Honkers.
The center fielder, number 11, Ethan Lincecum.
Ethan Lincecum, Paul Bernarski, and John Wuthrich to start off the bottom of the 8th for the Honkers. Well, you 2 avid Honkers listeners are still there. Ooh. Oh, first pitch swinging. Lincecum drives this one back to center field. This one is going back towards the wall. It is gone. Ethan Lincecum with a solo shot to start off the bottom of the 8th inning. Attaboy, Ethan. Well, I told you he'd get going earlier, folks. Been struggling early in this season, but I told you it's just a matter of time before Ethan Lincecum really starts taking off for this Honkers lineup. Gets a pitch he likes and drives that one to straightaway center field for a solo dong. And it is 15-5. The Honkers extend the lead to a 10-run lead. That'll bring out Paul Bernarski in top of the order.
The left fielder, number 17, Paul Bernarski.
Well, Brandon Mahavlich left that one right over the heart of the plate. Ethan Lincecum drove that one a long way, right over the 350 sign and straightaway center field. Paul Bernarski fouls off the first pitch. It's no balls and 1 strike. To the leadoff man, swing and a miss. Quickly down 0-2. 15-5, the current score. A lot of 5s on the scoreboard. If we had a scoreboard, that's of course an imaginary scoreboard that 15-5 score is sitting on. Bernarski goes up and gets this one, fouls it off down the third base line. Thanking Josh Schneider for doing the music while Jocelyn Lawrence is away at a meeting tonight. It's always very quiet if we don't have music at the ballpark, and on a long day like this, well, that is shortstop Andy Atwood making the easy catch on that one. Bernarski is retired. There's one out in the bottom of the eighth, and John Withrich steps up to the plate.
The right fielder, number 32, it's John Withrich.
And would you look at that? We've got another listener, 3 listeners in for this Honkers broadcast here in the bottom of the 8th inning, currently 15-5. Well, third listener who's just tuning in, you missed Ethan Lincecum hitting a solo shot to start off the inning. Hit a home run right over the center field fence. And Withrich takes a big hack at this one. Currently 15-5. The Honkers on top of the Merchants. One out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Can't see the Honkers bullpen over there, but I think Keenan to throw the 9th inning for the Honkers. Withrich takes a hack at this one in the dirt. Probably swinging at most things close if you're the Honkers lineup right now.
1-2.
Withrich digging in. Mihalovich to the plate. Here it is. It's upstairs. Withrich swings through that one. Chases a fastball upstairs. No harm done. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th now, and that'll bring up Casey Bailey.
The shortstop, number 12, Casey Bailey.
Casey Bailey digging in, ready for the first pitch from Brandon Mihalovich. Skies this one up, but fouled back and out of play. The other night against the Redmond Dudes, Casey Bailey hit a mammoth home run to right field. Put it right over the short porch and right that they have at that Redmond Stadium. He pops this one up into shallow left field. It's the left fielder, Evan Johnson, coming complete from Falls City Community Park. We head to the top of the 9th. Looks like Stuart Mays is going to be back on for the Honkers to throw the 9th inning. And we'll try to wrap this one up in Honkers victory fashion right after this. We'll be back in the 9th. Top of the 9th inning, ready to get going. It's Stuart Mays back on, trying to hammer this one home for the Honkers. Currently on top of the Merchants, 15-5. And trying to make that the final score is Stuart Mays, looking for 3 quick outs here in the 9th. But
The left fielder, number 32, Evan Johnson.
first pitch from Stuart Mays to Evan Johnson is upstairs, ball 1. It'll be Evan Johnson, Andy Atwood, and Sean Clancy, 4, 5, 6. This Everett Merchants lineup to bat in the 9th inning. Pitch upstairs, Mays. 2 balls, no strikes. Mays rocks into the windup. Delivers a fastball on the outer half of the plate. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch from Mays is upstairs, 3-1 the count. 3-1 pitch coming from Mace. Foul down the first base line, way out of play, over towards the horse track behind the first base dugout. Full count in the top of the ninth. First 3-2 from Mays, grounded down the third base line. We will do it once again at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
For me? Oh, Garrett, you gotta go.
3-2 from Mays is outside. That's ball 4. Well, folks, I'm going to leave you here because I am going to warm up in the bullpen, but I'll turn you over to Josh Schneider if he wants to do any play-by-play. Thanks very much for tuning into this broadcast.
I'm good. Send somebody else.
What's happening?
He's gotta go get loose. He's going to get loose, get warmed up.
He's gonna pitch?
Yeah.
All right. No, I don't know. It might be out.
Swat. Fuck. It's a tough one. Same spot.
know what the count is.
1-2.
Great. Well, it looks like Stu has settled down quite a bit, so we are all set in terms of that as he looks to get this last out here in the top of the ninth. Pulling the announcer to pitch in a 15-5 game. Interesting, interesting. Well, I'm back on now, right here. So, Mays is looking to put him away, and he ends up hitting him.
Hey guys.
And we'll see if Stu can hop out of this one right here. Bases loaded, top 9. I don't understand. Do you want me to throw or not?
Did you throw?
No, I got dressed and he was like, you know what, shut down. So a visit on the mound here in the 9th inning. As there are 2 outs with the bases loaded, Mays looks to get the final out. A lengthy meeting on the mound.
Alright, misses the first game, thinks he can run the show now.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the order. It's Gavin Rourke stepping into the batter's box. One ball, one strike, as Mays looks to end this ball game. Bases juiced, 2 outs, top 9. Ball low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Stairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. I don't get it, man. So 3 balls, 1 strike, bases loaded, 2 outs. Mays trying to find an out any way he can here and end this one. In there for strike 2. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. See what Mays is coming with here on 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ball inside, and Mays walks in a run. Puts 1 more on for the Merchants. 15-6 currently the score. So Stuart Mays trying to get this final out. In there for strike 1. Breaking ball over the plate. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Casey Bailey fields it, throws on first, and it's in time. This one is over. A 15-6 final. The Honkers win over the Everett Merchants. They split on the day in the doubleheader. They lose the first one by a score of 10-5, but they win this second game, once again, a score of 15-6. The Honkers over the Everett Merchants. And a final score of 15-6. So So thanks very much for tuning in to this one. The Honkers are off tomorrow, and then they'll be back in action on Tuesday. Believe that is a home game from Fall City Community Park. So thanks very much for tuning into this broadcast of Honkers Baseball. This is Garrett Gagnon signing off. Final of 15-6. And have a great evening, folks.